And welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, Alex G. And with me this evening is good old Matt Riley. What's going on tonight, Matt? This is the part where you talk.
Oh, sorry, my audio was on the recording, so I talk now.
No, you're not coming across on You suck.
This is our Thanksgiving special, so let's start with the turkey.
Oh, there it is. You're the turkey. Remember that anti-drug PSA where it's like, I'm not a chicken, you're a turkey. And then I tried to do that to a kid that was offering me drugs, and he called me a loser, and it hurt more.
My favorite thing is
I did drugs.
The myth that they're gonna put free drugs in your Halloween candy.
Well, that's the worst. I've been saying that for fucking 30 years. That's a story from Long Island where a woman was actually putting razor blades in candies circa 1980 as a concept, and ever since then it's like, check it for drugs, check it for razor blades. Right. I must have thrown out half my candy as a child because I thought it was tampered with. But it's part of one of those things they put on the your daytime fucking news shows to say, no one's putting designer drugs that cost a lot of money in your kid's candy for fun. So drugs are expensive.
Yes, and with the let's say actually it's already Thanksgiving, so we can say our Thanksgiving special is live. So be sure to like and subscribe.
For sure, like and subscribe. Make sure you hit up the Amazon affiliate link. Tis the season.
Right, Black Friday specials.
Black Friday specials, Cyber Monday, all the rigmarole. But I'm just kind of wondering what everyone's Thanksgiving traditions have been in the past, and I'll start with one of mine. I used to do. I don't do that so much anymore since I am a family man, much like Ricky Steamboat. I used to watch. I used to marathon Survivor Series all day, like fucking all day. I'm partial to 89. That's probably my favorite one. I like 90 also, but 90 they changed the rules. Then they went away from that, unfortunately. I only watch the actual ones that actually have Survivor Series in them. So I won't watch a Survivor Series unless it has an actual Survivor Series type show where all the matches are like that. Those tag team ones were rough to watch, though. The tag team Survivor Series matches, those were rough.
I've always felt that having a Survivor Series without the Survivor Series is one of the biggest mistakes they made.
Yeah. Oh, they would have one, but it'd be all like mid cards and jobbers in it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the Body Donnas and the Godwins taking on Maury Jannetty and the Headbangers.
Yeah. I always felt too like you can use this as a vehicle to create a star. Like remember the year Bam Bam Bigelow was in it? That's going way back, but
no, he got beat by Andre at the end, but
right, but he was like
made it past Hogan.
Yeah. Again, I use that logic in the BRL with our Survivor Series to put a bunch of guys together, have a good feud, and I use a little unusual logic to fill out the teams, but I think it worked.
Oh, I do like 90. Debut of The Undertaker and what have you. It's actually a pretty good show. 91 is when they start going kind of wonky with it.
Yeah,
that's when you have the Hogan title match this Tuesday in Texas. I'm hoping I get a TV for Christmas because my TV's been broken for about 8 months.
Oh no!
I have a 75-inch Mitsubishi TV, by the way. I bet you didn't know they made TVs, but it's one of the it's an old school model. Which has a color wheel inside, which is basically like a projector screen, right?
Okay.
And it's colored. It just spins with a big giant fucking light bulb in it, right? That projects onto the screen, right?
Okay.
Which every year I would change the light bulb out, right? But hopefully for Christmas, if Santa is good to me, I will get a new 75-inch Sony TV, and I can watch Survivor Series on it.
Nice. Oh.
So do you have any responses from our good friend Johnny B? JB?
We sure do. Let's see here. Let me get this ready. And
Johnny B makes an appearance in YTT this cycle. As he's mentioned by name.
Well, I will drop the hint or a little preview that we, in our IWAR design lab, we have now a official design for Johnny B for the NWL as commissioner. So we'll be adding that. Although Luke rightfully pointed out that he reminds him of the guy from Tropic Thunder.
Well, I can
whatever it was. But yes, we have Johnny B's here. So I've been doing voiceover work for a demo I'm putting together.
Pornos.
Oh yeah.
Is there voiceovers in pornos? Like, did they go like to Bros Production and they add stuff in like you do in like any other movie or TV show? Like, how does that work?
I don't know. I don't think that's one that really requires a lot of like, oh my god, that guy needs to be dubbed over.
Well, you never know.
No, there's a online series of podcasts that do like scripted shows, and they're asking for like basically people to send audition tapes to them. So I'm practicing different voices with it, So it's like all the little things there, and I always sort of like, kind of like put yourself in a mindset of like it's like trying to find a voice for Johnny B. Do I want to go a certain direction or just do normal and then I get tired? But I like doing it so far, so we'll find out. So here is Johnny B's voiceover stuff here. So here we go. Alex inquired about the possibility of paying a large sum of money in advance and receiving a percentage of that amount as an extra bonus in IWA credits. Sounds like a good little promotional...
Did I fucking say that?
You did, apparently.
That sounds very complex for something I would say.
I think what you were thinking was sort of one of those things like, like those bargain deals. If you buy this much now, you get this much extra, paying early.
I don't remember.
Johnny B. Jr. Aside from the additional bookkeeping that would entail, I'd prefer to avoid creating a situation wherein someone may feel compelled to continue playing through their heart is no longer in the game, simply because some of their money still is. If the IWA ceases to be enjoyable, and you can't or won't find a different way to play so that it is fun again, you should take a break until you start missing it. If you would like to protect your wrestler's stats as well as their reputation, you can transfer them to the Graveyard League for the usual $2 fee, and upon returning, reactivate them for free. So that is true.
That is true. And I want to add, how many wrestlers are currently in the Graveyard League?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. I always wanted to, as another question for Johnny B to consider, in the past, there were chances for wrestlers to win, like in the IWAR. Remember we had the thing where we made up wrestlers and like they had like a 100-0 record and they were like kind of like giving a little background and players could bid on them.
Yeah.
The first time we did it, it was really well received. The second time we did it, crickets. I was really surprised. And Mike Cook has brought up to me that he in the past has offered up some of his wrestlers as like a prize, like they're like a wrestler with 1,000, whatever. And I think that's a great idea. Especially if it was a thing where they let like newer players have a chance to win a big record. I think a lot of guys, one of the things that they always express frustration about is that I can't go to league X, Y, or Z. I'll never ever be in the top 10. And while that is true, I mean, like it's
that is true.
There's certainly like IWL BRL, monster records, no doubt. But it shouldn't be the thing that keep you from going to win.
Right. Plus, you can win. You can win a. Like it's regardless. It's gonna be tough to be, unless you have a top 10 record, right? Like,
right.
Otherwise, who gives a fuck? Just win a fucking regional.
Right. Chip away. Win those regionals. If you look at what Darren does, Darren Sones, he loads up on wrestlers who have terrible records, so they'll always rank last. And he does that for the money reasons. What you can do is you can then win a lot more money when you're ranked so low. So every win, I think, is $1,000 per spot. And I think that's what the math was. So if you're ranked like 50,
see, he's playing the game different.
Right. He is. Darren's a monster.
So I'm looking at these. Not to change subject. So I'm looking at these GI Joes. They have a retro collection, right? 2-pack, right? Which is the original O-ring constructions on these.
Okay.
It's $40, dude.
How much?
$40 for 2 figures.
I don't know if you thought it or not, but I mentioned I watched a thing called The Toys That Made America.
Yeah. And
it was about how Star Wars went to, I think it was Mattel first, and tried to pitch them the toys, and they were like, nah.
Go fuck yourself.
And it ended up at Kenner, because they thought movies don't make money, won't make long-distance impact. And I didn't remember this, but I guess they sold some of the first batch of the toys as boxes, and you bought it.
Yeah, you bought an empty box. It's like, hey, listen, we'll get you guys later, and it fucking worked.
They passed a law to prevent it from happening again. That was pretty like wow. But I thought that was really it was a fascinating episode because it was talking about how
it's free
I think it was Mattel Battlestar Galactica, and they made those ships that shot the
yeah, they killed the fucking kid.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I had no like obnoxious toy history for some odd reason. I don't know why.
You must know this. Yeah. Do you have in your collection a Boba Fett with a missile?
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't?
No. They never made it. So they glued the fucking missile in. They've made it now, like in like modern times. They have it, but it's not a real missile firing Boba Fett. You can find it doesn't exist because of the Battlestar Galactica toy.
The other thing I saw was they mentioned about how when Return of the Jedi came out, it was going to be Revenge of the Jedi.
Yes, that's
because Lucas changed it, like with let's say 3 weeks before production or whatever it was, ridiculous.
There's trailers that exist for
it. They had to trash all these figures. Well, I didn't understand. They showed these guys dumping like boxes and boxes in the trash. Dude, take the action figure out. That's not changed. It's just a label.
Yeah, it was the '80s. It was cocaine, and they didn't think that through.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, I was just fascinated. Did you have like I had my? I think it was Empire Strikes Back with the Christmas I had where I had like I got the Death Star, I got Millennium Falcon, I got all these like just a gazillion Star Wars toys. That Christmas, and it was just crazy.
I had a similar Christmas where I got in Masters of the Universe. Like I got like 15 figures that fucking Christmas. Like it was an obnoxious amount of figures I got. Like, and I'm like 8, right, or 6 or something. Like it was a lot. Like even as a kid, I'm like, God damn, you know what I mean? Like sometimes as a kid, you're like, you got like 10 figures for Christmas, and you're like. But I got to the point where I was like, "Damn, they got me a lot of these."
I got a lot of. I got the Castle Grayskull set. I got He-Man, a bunch of figures. Right. But I always remember 2 things about He-Man. One was the smell of the figures, that rubbery smell, and the other
which oddly enough is the same smell of the He-Man bubble bath. It's the same exact smell. So they actually made a product in the 80s that made you smell like a He-Man action figure.
Nice. I always remember we were at my friend Alex Perlstein's house, and for some reason we worked out that we were going to put a coffee can, which back then coffee cans were made out of tin or whatever.
Some sort of metal.
We put gasoline in it, and we dropped a He-Man figure in it. We lit it on fire. But the best part is, one of my friends was joking, was like, "Oh my God, your dad's coming!" So in a panic, Alex kicked the can, which then spread gasoline all down the driveway. So fortunately, there was no cars in the driveway at the time. But it was just so funny. It was like a comedy of errors, one thing after the other. And of course, poor He-Man melted to,
of course. Like I put him on like fucking rockets, and I put G.I. Joes on fucking like those rockets, like the fireworks, and blew them up. Like I kind of want these figures, but they're $41 for 2. That's $20.50 for and they don't even like a lot of them like that exist. Like,
well, if you want to save some money, I went to Five Below. I think I sent you guys the pictures. I have one picture at least, but they have a Destro, Baroness, and Snake Eyes there for $5 a piece, and Destro looks like. He just found caught you in bed with this woman. His eyes look so angry. It's like, oh my God, Destro, what happened? Let's see if I can find it. Oh man, there it is. And I also found they sell masks of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins that you can put on your face and wear.
On your penis.
Yes.
Imagine they have like Roman Reigns condoms. That looks like it's a Superman punch. Superman punch your right in the cooter.
Right, every day. All right, keep it a family show here. All right, let's get past these questions.
It's nothing about that. It's family.
I think you should ask Santa for those G.I. Joe figures.
It's a rough go. It's a rough go because then I have to collect them too, That's gonna be a problem because they're so
Uh,
expensive. Um, so yeah, it's a rough go. I may or may not get them. Like the Snake Eyes is $45 just for the
what?
one. Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. Kind of want that Snake Eyes though, but $45 is it's hefty. Um,
Well, it,
no, these are brand new 2022 figures, right? But they remade them with the old construction, right? So
okay.
like the regular figures that you could buy are like they're super articulated, 3.75 inch, blah 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 blah. But those are not the ones I want. Um, like this figure is cool, but $45, and I'm on the Hasbro site itself,
Yeah.
so this is not even like secondhand shit. Like it's not like eBay. Oh, starting lineup's coming back, by the way, guys. So for those of you who are into sports,
Well, here's a question for you though.
yeah,
Like when it comes to collecting, right? Like remember baseball cards?
yeah.
And like I had an Eric Lindros rookie, and it's worthless, but whatever.
I had Derek Jeter rookie. That was probably worth some money, but I lost it.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Well, these action figures, right?
Yeah.
Do they retain value at all? Like I mean, I've noticed some in like there's a store near where I work. It's called like the comic shop, whatever the hell it is. It's like they have like all kinds of like random toys in there. But a lot of it's like just bagged up stuff.
Figures depends. There's ways to check. Like hardcore collectors will check case counts to figure out which figures are rare, because then you open up a case, right? So you work retail, so do I. So
Yep.
you open up a case and there'll be a case count, right? And it'll be like two, 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 one, two, two. You know what I mean? So there's be like figures that are less they have a less case count than other ones, and once the collectors figure out that that's the rare figure, then they'll buy them all up. And now there's scarcity. And now everyone else wants it because they can't get it, and it kind of artificially increases the price on certain figures. Now there's a lot of different things. Like if you're knowledgeable about action figures, you can figure out what's going to go up, and what's going to go down. Um, Vintage figures are at an all time high right now. Like it's like you can't like if you want to go back, it's like I'm going to collect GI Joe from the '80s. You're fucked. Like just don't even do it
Yeah.
because it's so expensive, prohibitively expensive. If you want to talk about newer figures, again, it just you know there's certain like you're going after exclusives. You're going after like the Comic Con exclusive figures if you're looking to make money on it. Or there's like certain like you guys gotta know what figures to get that are rare.
Off the top of your head, what's the most like valuable figure you own?
There's a couple. So I have a Prince Adam that was a Comic Con exclusive. He's worth some money. I have some of the Super 7 Masters of the Universe that came out a couple years ago, like Hero, Filmation, He-Man, Filmation, Skeletor. Those are worth almost $100 a piece. Star Wars wise, I have like the older vintage collection figures. Like I have Star Killer from the video game. He's worth some money. There's a couple of them. Depending. And we're not talking about big money here, guys. We're talking about like one figure at like $40. You know what I mean? That's the extent. I know, like when I collected the WWE Jacked Classic figures, those are all worth a ton of money now too. I wish I would have kept those because they're now worth a lot. Um, that's like they had really cool figures. That's when I stopped collecting wrestling figures when that line ended and I sold them all. But like I like sometimes you win and you lose like anything else in life. Like those sequel trilogy Star Wars sequel trilogy figures, I'd lost everything on those. So I was like, fuck those movies, fuck Fork Awakens, fuck all that shit. And then I went to go sell them, and I'm not kidding. So I had like 10 figure lots right on eBay. So it was 10 figures. I couldn't even sell them for $10.
Wow.
There's the Luke Skywalkers and Rays and Poes and Finns and I'd make these lots up and no one wanted to buy them.
Wow.
So like I lost my shirt on those. It's like it reminds me of what happened where when episode 1 figures came out, and there was a glutton on shelves, and no one wanted those things. And they're still cheap. They're like $4 for like you get an Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 1 figure for like $4. That came out in 1998. Like no one gives a fuck about those. Like and like sealed, like mint on card. Like they don't care.
I always just wanted because I remember I had a Green Lantern figure for the longest time.
The Superpowers one?
Yes.
That's $60.
And I gave it to like a friend of mine.
I just sold that one like a month ago.
But I did sell a few years ago. A friend of mine had like I want to say like 5,000 D&D figures.
Yeah.
And he just was like, just get rid of them. So I sold them on eBay in lots.
Right.
And like, lots of 10 goblins, 10 orcs, 10 whatever, dragon this, and some of them went for like ridiculous money. Yeah. And it was I show up at his house one night. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna stop by, and I gave him $600 in cash. He's like, what's this? I'm like, you told me to give you like some of the money for it. He's like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah. Just people. D&D figures are more like.
Well, like there's people that are super into board games, and I'm talking about like fucking Monopoly and shit. Like,
right, I know.
Like in the like then there's special shops for these fucking things, and they're like you buy a game and it's like $400. Like these are super intense board games, like or whatever. I've seen some of them, and some of them are really cool. We're not talking about Mice Trap or fucking Operation here. This is like these are super intense, like expensive, high end games. There's some Star Wars ones that exist too, where you buy the little figurines and you fucking paint them up and shit. Like some of that shit is pretty intense, and there's a collector's market for that, for sure. I should get this fucking He-Man right now, $18. Collecting, it's a fucking problem, dude.
It
like,
started again.
Collecting is it's a fucking addiction, like anything else. So it's like, yo, I have right now. I'm looking at them right now. There's 45 Masters of the Universe action figures, all fucking staring at me right in where my castle. Like it's a problem. Like,
I want to know, like the guys, whoever's listening, if Mike's listening, like what's his most valuable figure? Like anyone who out there is listening. Like, what's the most valuable, like, action figure or, like, I don't know, item from a movie maybe? I actually, oddly enough, back when I was a corporate trainer, I used to start my classes with a music mix. And a lot of
corporate trainer? You probably did those fucking meetings that I had to sit through and make fun of the entire time.
Oh, my God. I used to get people who say, like, thank you for taking something extraordinarily dry and boring and making it entertaining. Because I would put, like, pizzazz into it.
Yeah.
Because it really it blows when you go to those things and it's like you spent 4 days in this conference. Great.
By the way, don't ever collect Transformers because they're prohibitively expensive.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Fuck. I'm looking right now like Transformer like Black Zarek, right? Mm-hmm. Which is the anime fucking version of Megatron. $169.
Oh.
Like Blitzwing, $57. Legacy Laser Optimus Prime, $55.
Yeah, it's expensive. But here's my possible most valuable thing I own. I would start the class with Van Halen, right? Know the music, but a lot of Van Halen. So one of the guys in my class one day is like, hey, I used to be a roadie for Van Halen. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, so we were talking about it. He was like on their first 2-3 tours. He was with them. So the last day of class, he brings in this little like bag, and he goes, I got something for you. He gave me a T-shirt from the first Van Halen tour. And then he gave me a piece of paper that was the notepad that they designed the logo on.
Really?
And it has like the sketches and like has like the original first print logo for their bumper sticker or something like that. And he gave them to me. He's like, I thought you might like them, So I have them in my fireproof box. And I always thought going to like one of those Antiques Roadshow and be like, what is this worth? Because it might be like, that guy was lying to you. Or it might be like, holy shit, that's like original, like, I have a table it's called a heroin table.
Gross.
Opium table, and it's from the Far East.
Yeah.
And my great uncle, who was a merchant marine, used to travel and buy stuff. So he had this table and give it to my grampy. And then when Grampy passed away, and everyone got a chance to take something from the house, no one wanted the table. I'm like, I will take that table. So I still have it, and it's this really intricately carved table. And I'm always curious. I should get it like evaluated because there's some online for like $1,000. I don't know if it's worth that much, but it's a kind of a nice little coffee table. But I always wonder what things you have you don't realize like that's actually worth a lot of money, or that's like a one limited edition this or that.
For sure.
So, all right. Anyways, Johnny B's questions. Let's get back to the Johnny B question here. And Don't forget, Johnny B. We want to know how many wrestlers are actually in the GYL. So, the next question was Alex asked about the source of the comic books we offer as a prize option to the champion of the Superhero League each cycle. So, one of my many brothers is friends with someone who still collects comics to this day and restocks the SHL supply based on his recommendations. My father, the original Johnny B, had quite an extensive collection of comic books at one point. One of the first projects he undertook after purchasing an early 80s home computer was programming it to keep track of them. Just prior to creating the IWA, he sold most of the hoard for a tiny fraction of its market value. The brother responsible for unleashing wildfire Johnny rage upon the world of imaginary wrestling also collected comics at the time and was not pleased to learn that our father had practically given away many rare issues. I guess OG JB was always all about giving people a lot of bang for their buck. For a sizable portion of the SHL's 25-year history, his remaining comics served as prizes, but nowadays players who choose that option receive more contemporary publications. Well, I think we've mentioned before, I was always under the impression that they probably just went to the dollar store and bought those 3 packs. Like, had one good
JB's
issue.
giving out issues of Zombie Tramp.
Is it Chew or what was the one?
Chew is rough. That's a rough book.
Preacher? I love
Preacher. Zombie Tramp. For those of you who don't know, I sell comic books on eBay as a side hustle, as the kids say, right? And I don't sell like normal comic books. I sell high-end graded books, right? So I get a bunch of books. I send them to get graded. They go to Florida. They come back, and I sell them for profit, right? So I sell comic books for. I don't read the books. I don't open the books. I'm not even a fan of some of those. I don't know anything about them. It's just product for me. My top seller is Zombie Tramp. And the ones with the nudity on the covers, right? Because they have nudity on the covers, right? Which is the closest thing I ever be in the adult entertainment business.
Have you ever heard of Big Blue?
No, I've not heard of Big Blue.
Big Blue is a comic book about an enormously breasted superhero, and it's as ridiculous as you think it would be. It's just so stupid. It's like I always say when I watch like certain matches that are just so dumb, but you laugh. Like,
right.
It's so dumb, you laugh. Like, it's kind of like that. Like,
so yeah. So I was wondering, like, is it Spider-Man? Like, are you giving out Spider-Mans? Like,
yeah. I would. I mean, it's a double-sided sword. I mean, yeah, you want to give out a prize, and that's fun. But I've always wanted to see if here's the way to make the difference is you have it be that like somebody who's trying to get their comic book out in the public, like a indie producer, say, hey, I'll make a deal with you. Give me some free issues, and I'll give them out to players who would then read your first issue and want to buy more. And there you go.
Like I'm saying, like I may have mentioned before that all my TT will be in comic book form from here on out. So
yeah,
be looking for that on the next cycle.
All right. Well, last question was finally, Matt was wondering why his first ever World Six-Man Championship team was listed last in the section of the IWAR report. Johnny B.
Racism.
His trio appeared last because that's the last time I'm gifting him those titles. Don't use all 15 free matches in one place, Riley. Damn you. Actually, I followed up with a 520, so I have a new system I'm working on.
Oh, excuse me.
It appears to be working. So just saying, we'll see if I bounce back or if I end up tanking this cycle, but we'll see. So that's our Q&A with Johnny. And as always, send your questions to us, and we will pass them along to Johnny B.
I wonder if Johnny B likes pumpkin pie.
What's your favorite side?
For Thanksgiving?
Yeah. It's got to be stuffing, right?
No, I don't like stuffing.
Oh, good God. What's wrong with you?
I'm more of a mashed potato man, I guess. Sometimes I'll put a little gravy on there, put a little corn in it, mix it up a little bit.
Damn right.
You know what I mean?
How many people are you having at Thanksgiving?
10? Sounds about right.
26 right now.
Like, I have it at my house, so
yeah.
Like, I'm the one that has I'm the host of Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Hey, just saying. I tell people all the time, if you host and you have over a certain number of people, do a cover charge.
Wow.
You don't like them?
They're just happy I'm wearing pants.
You get the Uncle Alex. I opened all these packages of toys for you.
No, but they always. First of all, I'm an opener, so I don't collect stuff on cards. Especially like all right. If something is ridiculous, then I'll keep it on the card. I got a $1, right? So that's on the card, but I'm getting a second one so I can open it. That should be actually in the mail soon. I don't know why it's not here. I gotta look into that. By the way, thanks for reminding me. If it's a vintage figure, like if I get if I come across like a Snake Eyes mint on card from 1982, I'm not opening that motherfucker. I'm going to sell it and then buy like 3 open fucking Snake Eyes. You know what I mean? Like I don't do mint on card. I don't collect it. I think it's ridiculous as a concept. Their toys are supposed to be open, but whatever.
I have a former coworker who collects Funko Pops.
I fucking hate those things.
And I didn't.
No offense, because I know there's probably people listening that fucking love that shit.
No, it's not. I don't. I have one. No, sorry, 2. One was a gift. One I bought the Young Bucks way back when they first got it out. I thought I'll support them. And then one was a gift, and it's Captain Marvel or somebody. I don't know who it is. But anyways, this coworker has like picture your living room wall.
Yeah.
And instead of wallpaper, it's just Funko Pops. Yeah. As far as I was like, how many do you have? Like
they're cheap. They're pop culture really relevant. They're a fucking Beanie Baby. There's gonna be there's some that are worth some money, but the majority there's a glutton of them, right? So it's like you go into any comic book shop around, you'll see like fucking 60 of them, right? Yeah. When I went to WrestleCon, there was fucking Funko Pops fucking everywhere because they're cheap and like I want to get a fucking Doc Brown. I like Back to the Future. Or like if you know your buddy likes fucking G.I. Joe, you'll find him a Cobra Commander or some shit. But
sure.
But fuck you, that shit's stupid. I've gotten a couple as presents over the years, and like I said, I'm not a fan. I don't begrudge anyone who is. I'd sold them, I got rid of them, and bought actual action figures with that money.
There it is.
But like it's hard because like all right, so like it's Christmas and shit, right? And my family, they love me and stuff, and they want to get me something I would enjoy, and they know I'm into the comic books and wrestling and GI Joes and all this other shit, and they want to purchase me, but like you don't know what I have, you want to go buy me a figure? No, that's weird, right?
You're right.
To alleviate that issue, I started doing Amazon list, right? So I'm like. And there's stuff on there for $5 all the way. I don't go more than $100. No one wants to give me $100 present for Christmas. But I put up to do this Amazon wish list thing, and I was like, hey guys, this is what I want for Christmas. And it sounds weird and it sounds goofy and it sounds like I'm 9 years old, but they want to get me something cool. I want to get something cool. Let's work this. Let's work this a little bit, guys. Let's work to finish here. Here's a list. And if you want to spend $5, it's cool because you got me a $5 present of something that I really fucking wanted. You know what I mean? Instead of getting me a Spider-Man fucking coffee mug.
Well, here's a good question for you. Speaking of gifts, have you ever done like Secret Santa at work?
Yes.
What was the worst and best gift you got?
Worst gift was a $5 gift certificate to McDonald's. It was a $5 gift certificate and the coupon book.
Oh, well,
that was a rough. I don't really have a best one because I usually get fucking generic as fuck shit for Secret Santa. But I gotta tell you the time. I'm 20 years old, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's this very beautiful young lady that worked at my job that I was trying to get in her good graces and trying to take her out on a date, and I'd asked her on a couple different occasions if she wanted to go out on a date, and she politely refused. So, me being who I am, like to work finishes, right? So right. I rigged the Secret Santa, so I got her. And so I bought her, I believe it might have been Tiffany perfume, like a gift set. It cost me like $120. It's very expensive, but I'm trying to impress this girl, right? 20 years old. I gave it to her because I'm her Secret Santa, and she gave it back to me.
Oh. Oh.
So me being a 20-year-old, and I had a little bit of a temper back then, I just walked over to a garbage can, and I did this right in front of her and just threw it in the garbage can and walked out.
Well, I never think that bad. I run the Secret Santa at work, and we call it Winter Wonder Friend because you can't call it Secret Santa.
Because Santa is racist?
Because Santa is apparently, terrible. So I was like, whatever.
Is he? Like, is it like...
Yeah, he's a dick. Anyways, when he's played by Goldberg, he is. So the first year we ran it, I got snubbed. Like, I never got my gift.
Oh. But then I have backup gifts? Because every time I run that at work, I would buy like 5 backup gifts in case someone didn't get theirs.
No, I was the one running it, so I thought I'd be fine. But one year I got... You know those little like fake helmets or like the little Rydell mini helmets?
Yeah, like the ones you get your ice cream in? Oh, the ones in the 25 cent machine.
Like a gumball machine, pretty much.
Yeah.
Someone gave me that in like the Patriots. I was like,
ooh, sorry.
And then the last time I got one, I got a graphic novel, and they gave me. I think you probably know I do like artwork on the bales sometimes.
Yeah.
And they gave me a bunch of markers they had printed up to say bale art on them. So I had those for a long time.
That sounds like fun.
That was pretty dope. I was like, that's cool. Although, I will say, when I worked in corporate training, one of my favorite awful gifts was someone thought it'd be funny to give Stetson cologne for men. from Rite Aid? From like the 80s. They gave me a legit like Stetson kit from like 1980 something.
Like I would fuck with it. You got me some high karate. I would wear that shit.
They gave it to me, and it was like a gag. So I put it in my thing, forgot about it. The next year they gave it to me again.
That's awesome.
It's like that. Thanks, guys. But I enjoy, like, I will say, family tradition-wise, at Christmas, for a long time, my aunt used to give us all the exact same gift. It was always something stupid, like gloves.
I fucking hate that shit.
But the first one opened it knew, like, it's going to be all of us getting hats. And what I do enjoy is that you had that thing where, like, my cousin Susan, one year, someone was like, oh, you love the color purple. And she's like, yeah, I like
it. Like the movie?
No, like the color.
Like the actual color purple?
So for like 20 plus years, everybody got her purple stuff. Just forever. She never really liked purple. She just said it that one time. It lasted forever.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I mean, purple's fine, but just I thought that was the funniest thing. Like, I don't even like. Wow, 20 years with the purple gifts. There you go. Boom. So, anyways, we should probably cover some IWAR stuff, huh?
Who cares?
Oh man!
I think this is way more interesting anyway.
Gonna go in the dungeon and start fights
again.
Of course.
I don't go there.
I know. I tell people to go there at your own risk, and
well, no,
it's somewhat tame at times.
Can't deal with the racism.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that going on.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's not as bad as it used to be.
No, and I'm actually quite friendly with some of those folks. I think they have a general appreciation for me. I think. I don't know why. It's weird.
Well, remember, you're good cop, I'm bad cop, so.
Yeah, but I'm the one that's an asshole, though. That doesn't make any sense.
No, they don't know that.
I'm quick to anger. I curse a lot.
I was thinking about, this is our 150th show. I didn't realize that.
It is.
And I was thinking we should do like our all-star clips, which we won't do. But if we did the show where we tell our people,
there's been some shows where I've
the one where the guy was like, if you don't change it, I'm gonna leave. There's the door. That was a good episode. The episode where we just ripped those guys apart that were doing the racist league. We were like, you're just dicks.
Yeah, no, there's go look in the archive with some shit, and you'll see some shit.
Well, you know what? We know someone who's listened to every single show.
Yeah.
So maybe we should ask Johnny B for his favorite episode or favorite moments.
Do a clip show like in January.
What show?
Do a clip show in January. The best of.
It's just 60 minutes of silence.
My favorite episodes of all time is the one where Luke falls asleep and then you hear him snoring for the remainder of the show.
There's a friend of mine that we play D&D with, and we all do it on Zoom. And multiple times, you just hear... And the best part is, we all sign off because we're done playing. And he's still snoring, so we write notes to him, like, so when he wakes up, like, hey, you fell asleep again. And, he'll wake up like 2 hours later, and he's still on the game board by himself.
I once did an episode of the UNL Tubecast with Jake clips. And I took clips of Jake from prior episodes and just entered them and made a brand new episode. That was
what happened to UNL? Yeah, I just looked at UNL the other day and there was no report.
I don't know. That was a fun. I like that concept though.
Really while I'm thinking of it, speaking of leagues, I want to tip of the cap to Will Wisdom / Kevin Perry, the AWL commissioner. He's retiring.
Oh, good. Oh,
he's getting out. I think it was 9 or 10 years. I remember when he was commissioner of the TDL. It was 2014.
The TDL.
TDL.
Oh, sorry.
The TDL. The TDL, Texas Death League, your favorite league, and he was the AWL commissioner for a long time and did a great job. And I don't know who's doing the report for him, but it looks like there's no report this cycle. So I don't know if he was like, "Peace out," like, just Bilbo Baggins himself out of there.
Well, that's the way you would do it, I would assume.
I was thinking I'd just rage quit.
That's the way we would go, right? We wouldn't be no big send off. It wouldn't be. It would just be like, "Fuck you guys," and that's it.
I always think about like. I probably shouldn't talk about this, but if I should put this nicely. If you were a big star player in the game, and you were exiting, you should probably have like a big send off. And some players aren't having that for certain reasons because they're, whatever.
They're never gonna stop playing. First and foremost.
Well, that's what I was thinking about. Like I remember Tommy Christopher when he left the game, this huge write up, and I was like, wow. And I figured it's a lot to say for a guy who might come back in 2 months. It just happens so many times.
Right.
Like Matt Unick's been in and out of the game off and on for like years, and I don't know if it's just a thing where he just had the same pull or like Scott had a question on the dungeon about guys who have bigger rosters, what keeps you motivated? Like how do you because I think for some players, like I would say, the strategy side, the storyline side. So the strategy side, the players are going against other players. Yeah. Like that's the head-to-head competition. Yeah. And by the way, good luck to Brad Norman in the finals of the best of the best.
Okay.
Good guy, Brad. I think he's going against Mike Drake, but I guess good luck to him too. But Brad, I'm a Brad fan. But it's just, if you're playing and you're always winning the IWAR report, it's like an embarrassment of riches. Like, oh, I only won 4, major titles today. I'm just like, oh my god, I came in 5th runner-up for this title.
I think motherfuckers like to win.
Yeah,
I mean, I think for them it's I like to beat. I like to not only because you have to beat the game too, right? So it's the game because it's the strats, but also beat the guys. You know what I mean? Bragging rights are to me the thing with some of these big roster players. It's the fucking bragging rights.
I mean, I know they track all the results. So
they do.
So it's always funny because I remember the first time I looked at the thing and I was like, this can't be that good. I'm in the top 100. I'm not terrible.
You are terrible.
Although I'm now calling myself King of Trios. So.
Oh no.
I am the King of Trios. So come to me with all your 6-man questions, and I will defer you to Darren.
There it is.
All right. So what do we want to bang out here?
There's 2 results. So I guess I'll start. Fuck it, I don't care.
There you go.
All right, Independent Wrestling League number 165, league champion, Foreign Tongue, wins 10 free matches. Television champion, Big Bad Bob Harris. New York City champion, the Great Sukiyaki. That's what it's called?
Sukiyaki.
The Great Pukaki?
That was my wrestler from the BRL.
Was it?
Yeah, I had him for about 2 cycles before he got on.
Los Angeles champion Sheepdog Road Grady, Boston champion Jax Justice, Detroit champion Crusher Vicious, Cleveland champion Chase Grace, Dallas champion Shotgun James Carnage. Memphis champion The Christian Warrior. Miami champion Su Yu Pai. San Francisco champion Steel Cut Oats. Chicago champion Textbook Wrestler. League Tag Team Champions winning 5 free matches. Shane the Train Gloom and Mean Mike Zenith. TV Tag Team Champions Christopher Destruction and Kenneth Oblivion. League 6-Man Champions winning another 5 free matches. Alec Axel and Alex Von Schnapp. TV 6-Man Champions, the Regulators. And the Battle Royal winning 62 free IWL matches is the great Sukiyaki. Right? That's how you say it?
Sure is.
Okay. So congratulations there, guys. We have the write-ups for the pay-per-view, so I'll take a look at that. Next pay-per-view will be Cycle 167. I know it's a short turnaround, guys. That'll be Starrcade. Main event of that show will be Barry taking A. Stevens, taking on the Chameleon, taking on Alexander J. Styles for the IWL World Heavyweight Championship. In addition to that, we will have... that will be the Destruction Crew taking on the Regulators.
Yes.
Yes, for the Unified World Tag Team Championship. And then we do have Rex Chambers taking on Ulysses Deadeye for the Pan Am Championship. And there will be a Rampage Championship match. Let's figure out who that's going to be. So stay tuned for that.
There it is.
Might be Rolly Hatchet. Might be a Rookie Fuji.
Oh, no. Not that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, so that is the IWL in a nutshell. We'll review TT at some point in the non-distant future, hopefully. See how that goes. So, Matt, do you want to do the BRL?
Sure. All right, so BRL 593. League Champion, Tombstone. TV Champion, Wrestling Demon Drugs. Central Plains Champion, Steve Vertigo.
I don't trust that fucking guy.
East Coast Champion, Wrestling Demon Alcohol. Great Lakes Champion, Agent 26. Mid-Atlantic Champion, Mannequin Number 1. Northeast Champion, Monster Truck Tanaka. Pacific Northwest Champion, Punk Rock Mike. Rocky Mountains Champion, Playboy Michael Eves. Southeast Champion, Rick Splatterhouse. Southwest Champion, The Mysterious Benefactor. West Coast Champion, The Left Fist Eli Shabazz. Tag Team Champions, Matthew Van Sauter and Jane the Vixen Red, East-West Connection. Their 9th time as champions. Let's see here. TV Tag Champions, Team Meow 3.0, El Roya Escorpion, and El Barbero. League 6-Man Champions, the Saskatchewan Sasquatch, Zombie Hunter, Matthew Porter, and Chief Old Grey Fox, who also went on to win the Idaho 6-Man Championship.
He did not.
No, good for them. TV 6-Man Champions, Timberwolf, Fenris, and Wolf. And the Battle Royal winner winning $50 in Idaho credit, Mannequin Number 1. And I want to announce again that as of the January cycle, the BRL credit prize will be split evenly between the Battle Royal winner and the BRL champion. So
there it is.
Most likely $25 a piece, which is pretty outstanding. So there you go. So that's the BRL results.
All right. So what's next? The Big Titty, the Black Widow League?
Black Widow League. We wanted to call it the BTL, but they thought that'd be too on the point.
Well. How come titties in the 60s were pointy? Like, fuck. Like, what's the deal with that? You ever seen 60 titties?
I've seen some titties in my time. Yes.
I'm just saying. They seem to be pointed. And I wonder if that's a hormonal thing, like, because there's KFC now.
Oh, I would definitely say that the boobs nowadays are much more plumper and bosomer, but that's probably because of the milk.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
The almond milk?
Hormones in the milk? Absolutely.
I stopped drinking milk because milk's for babies.
Well,
just straight liquor for me. I don't know.
What do you put in your White Russians?
Oh, well.
My penis. Oh. All right, Black Widow League number 10. Black Widow champion for the third time, Betty Then You.
That's fair.
BWL television champion, Arya Gunpowder. Battle Royal winner, Lady Paladin, Atomica Earwax. Japan Idol champion, Huntress. Joshi champion, Rudy Groove. Zendo champion, Kilja Chaosin. The Luchadores champion, Lady Paladin, Atomica Earwax. Chilota's champion, Spitfire, Jeannie Briggs. Bellatrix champion, Lady Fear. Themyscira champion, Wildfire Betty Red. Hollywood champion, Rachel
I'm impressed
Campbell.
you said that correctly, by the way.
Did I say it right?
You did.
There you go.
Very impressed.
Rachel Van Dorn, which is appropriate for her whole gimmicks being a Hollywood person. Sin City champion, Tiamat. And Willowick champion...
Titty Matt?
Tiamat.
Oh.
Titty Matt, yeah. Willowick champion, Biola Booger.
Gross.
So, yes. And I want to say that we have now 27 active wrestlers in the BWL.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good amount.
Really holding steady. Which for $5, you're getting a really good bang for your buck there, so to speak. So there's that. Do you want to bang out the NWL?
Might as well.
All right. 192. Chainsaw Chuck is your league champion. Father Arturo Bartolo.
They still there?
He is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're actually doing really well. They might be tag team of the year, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Central Plains champion, Scalgrim Redbeard. East Coast champion, Father Conrad. Skazoontite. Great Lakes champion, Super Dragon. Mid-Atlantic champion, Ricky. Irish Wolfhound King.
What?
East champion, Mungo. Pacific Northwest champion, Zaymot Firefly. Rocky Mountains champion, Norman the Loon Kevkis. Southeast champion, Angel of Light, Angela Blanco. Southwest champion, CC Catastrophe. West Coast champion, Bombshell Warrior. League Tag Champions winning.
Another Bombshell Warrior?
Yeah, and this guy's not the same guy, though, so hopefully...
No, that can't be a coincidence.
He came in like one of the specialty championships, and it was Jimmy something was his name. I wrote it down like that's not the same guy from before.
Okay.
Because I think Bombshell Warrior was that other guy we kicked out of the league.
Yeah.
Probably Johnny B could tell us, but there have been an unusually large amount of Bombshell Warriors.
Like that can't be a coincidence, right?
Is there like a Bombshell Warrior like in Mexico I don't know about?
I don't know.
Like what's going on here?
Why can't it be like a female wrestler?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Tag champions winning 5 free matches. Father Conrad and Father Arturo Barlow, my two dads. TV tag champions Scalgrim Redbeard and Tormund Erickson. League 6-man champions winning 5 free matches. Your everyday hero Oliver Livingston and Father Conrad and Father Arturo Bartolo. TV 6-man champions Future Man, Norman the Loon Kevkis and Mongo. And your Battle Royal winner, Ricky Irish Wolfhound King. So welcome to the new players who just joined. If you're listening, welcome aboard.
I dig it.
So that's that.
We haven't seen any. Do we have any NWLers like that consistently watch this show?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, like, I think it's weird. Like the workshop had like 90 views.
Really?
I was like, wow. We've been averaging like 45, 50, and now we're getting like 90. So I'm hoping they're watching because that helps. But I don't know. We gotta work these kids and get them on the Tubecast. Get them involved.
Yeah, I'm being a dick.
Yeah. Do you want to go over IWAR stuff?
Yeah, that's what's going down IWAR wide.
Well, the Bound for Glory was won by
Bound for Boners.
Yes, Tombstone defeated Punk Rock Mike and Silver Fox to win that. He'll earn a shot at the Magic Clash 10 for the Revolution title. The My Two Dads team defeated the Samoan Death Grip to win a shot at the IWAR Tag Champs, and the Mannequins defeated Death Leprechaun to win the Triple D Cup tournament. So then those winners, except for Tombstone, went on. We had our Magic Clash 9 results. and it was Stevie Vertigo and Nick Dane, who won the Summer Series, challenging uh, highlight of the night, Johnny Vegas, for the Revolution Championship, and Stevie Vertigo came out on top, so that's his second time as Revolution Champion. The team of My Two Dads defeated Chase and Justin Grace to win the
Boo!
IWAR. Boo. The Mannequins defeated Big Guns Greg Gannar, Colonel Doom, and the Palmer Cesar expanded to win the IWAR six-man championships. And in the main event, Country Hammer Rhett Grady defeated his longtime rival Playboy McFerrari to become the new IWAR World Champion. So congrats to those winners. A reminder that the Johnny B Cup and Marana Memorial will be starting in 2023. We're collecting signups, so I've had a few emails, messages come in, but we want to get that list building and going because the sooner I get the names in, the faster I can build the tournament. We have the annual awards nominations closing tomorrow, so if you're listening to this after Thanksgiving, out of luck. But again, I always feel bad. So I'm like, these nominations help me kind of determine who gets nominated for what when we have the official awards. And we have roughly 120 players in the IWAR leagues.
That's
across 4 leagues. And we have 16 nominations. So if you're like, hey, man, my dudes didn't get nominated. Well, dude, did you send me a nomination? It's funny. One player in particular was like, I'm new, but I'm trying. I'm like, I appreciate that. Like a lot of things were blank or like I'm new. Like that, I appreciate it. You don't have to chime on every award. It just helps me out, particularly for things like moments or feuds or matches, because there's so many big moments. We like to recognize the hard work you guys put in. That's what it really is about. So
it's fair. That's fair. It's good stuff.
Yeah. So that's that, and then I'm working on a thing. It was going to be the BRL Almanac, and I'm going to make it the IWAR Almanac. And instead of doing some like one gigantic, monstrous thing to tackle, I'll be doing it in segments each month in the IWAR mag, starting in 2023. There'll be like kind of like a one-page. Here's so and so from the IWL. Here's so and so from the BWL. Here's so and so from whatever, and just a way to kind of get to meet some of the wrestlers and get a better idea of who they are, some of our big stars, so to speak. And IWA wise, a couple things are coming up. The UWL, which is the Unknown Wrestler League, starts November 29th. So you want to make sure that if you are going to enter that, you want to get that started soon. And for those of you who don't know, UWL, Unknown Wrestler League, you join that league anonymously. Your wrestler gets an ID number that only you know, and you send in matches. And the matches that you win there, the money you earn there, and the stars you earn there, when you are eliminated from the league or when the league closes because it's fulfilled its run, your wrestler that you have there, it's like based on, gets all those wins and matches, like all those wins, all those stars, all those earnings added to their record.
Everyone should at least do that once. Period.
It's a fun little experiment, like a way to pad your stats. So, the other thing that's coming up is Imagimania 37, which is a specialty violent match, but a little bit different this year. They're bringing back the the Dirty Dozen, which is a barbed wire 2x4 match, baseball bat match, brass knuckles, bullwhip, chains, crowbar, hangman's noose, ice pick, kendo stick, nunchucks, police baton, sledgehammer. Now, here's the big thing about this contest. There'll be 5 finishers in each of these armed battle royals, right? So the first place winner gets $250,000, and it goes down from there. But here's the really big hook. It's $1 per entry, so you keep that in mind. So if you enter 10 wrestlers, it's $10. Every contest winner who finishes in the top 5, who wins imaginary money, will also receive free Battle Royal entries for every cycle next year. That's worth $12 right there. So just finishing the top 5 will earn you that. That's pretty cool. So if you want that, that's going to be coming up this cycle, so you want to get in on that. Talked about that. Whatever. I can't read my writing. I don't know. It's late. uh, what do you have? What else do you have, Alex?
I don't got shit.
Oh,
Well, no.
go to Taco Bell. They'll take care of it for you.
Well, it's fine. I know everyone has been noticing that I have not been around very much as of late. I'm a busy man. And
You work a real job.
no, well, technically I have two jobs. But that being said, it's not because I don't want to be, and I do miss you guys. Uh, it's the reality of the situation. But you know, I love doing the Tubecast. It's one of my favorite things to do, literally in the world. So even though as people know, I've stepped down as commissioner of the IWL. I will still be around, and I'm not going anywhere. So, so I'm just here.
Are you planning to bring back your other YouTube shows?
I would like to. I would have liked it not to stop.
Yeah.
But
I saw the other day someone had a YouTube show where all they do is take old wrestling magazines and just turn the pages and talk about what's going on.
Yep.
It's like I could do that.
That was one of our ideas. We were going to do an audio book, an audio
Right.
version of that was a concept. I had like 6 or 7 concepts that I never unfortunately got the time to do, which is sad.
150th Ice Train.
There it is.
No, yeah, I just know you've been very busy and I understand it, so it felt bad and want to be like, hey man, I know you're dead tired from working all day, but
I'm here. I'm here and I exist.
Do you get to sleep in tomorrow?
Now I get up early to watch the parade.
Parade.
Yeah.
Parade.
The Macy's parade.
Just tape it. Watch it when you're ready.
It's not the same. Because I usually go after I watch the parade. I watch the dog show. Then we're gonna play Monopoly after that. It's gonna be cool. I bought a Monopoly today. Like we had them at my job. And it's the '80s edition. Like from
80s edition. So
yeah.
what is what's Park Place?
No, it's the same fucking game, just the way it looked in the '80s. I guess they've updated a bunch of times since. Like if you bought a regular ass Monopoly in 2022, it's not gonna look like the one from the '80s.
I have a board from Monopoly from like the '60s that my dad or it's ridiculously old.
Yeah,
somewhere downstairs in my random collection.
I've never completed a game of Monopoly in my entire life.
I can tell you, I used to win a lot. We used to play every New Year's. A bunch of my friends years ago, like New Year's Eve, we spend together, and we had a running gag about doing Monopoly. And the gag was I was a slumlord, and I would buy all the properties in the first stretch, and just become like a mad slumlord. And if you hit those properties, you got just destroyed by like fees. I was a bastard. Monopoly is a great game because it's so realistic. Like basically, it shows you capitalism can't work because eventually, only one person has the money, and everyone else is broke and destitute and like on the street. So there you go. Fun times.
There it is.
Uh,
All right, guys. So it looks like we are officially out of time. So for Matt Riley, I'm Alex G.
like and subscribe.
Go fuck yourself. Have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Gobble gobble. Gobbledygooker.